Hey everyone! Welcome back! I am back today with more Vinland Saga! You guys, I'm really excited to see what is going to happen next! If you're joining me early today, you already know what it means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending you up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. So, wow, last time on Vinland Saga. So we get this whole, revelation that Askeladd has connections with Wales, and apparently Wales is kind of trying to stay... they're trying to make sure that whoever ends up being the king, that they don't mess with Wales. So their thing is like, all right, we'll help you, Askeladd, but we're going to make the prince, the Danish prince, promise that, if and when he becomes king of England, just don't mess with us. So it kind of makes sense as to, why they're kind of affiliating themselves at this point. But also, that ending, though. So I'm not sure what's going on with the ending, because I've watched it a couple times now, and I don't know if we're supposed to know, who ambushed them or not. They show, the English king. They show the two guys saying, did they notice? But I don't think the guy that Askeladd's with, set them up. At least I don't think. But they've definitely, maybe it's Thorkell's gang, I don't know, but he didn't look like he was really in on it either. It's really hard to tell, so I wonder if it's one of those things where you're not, they're gonna clue us in the next episode, and they just want to leave us with oh, we've been ambushed. So yeah, but someone's after him. Not sure what exactly is going on, but they have been ambushed. But yeah, so I had also asked a little bit is the prince supposed to be male or female? And I guess the prince is male. We actually did get to see a little bit more of the prince last episode. He's very, very, very reluctant and shy. And it kind of seems like, and some folks had mentioned this, that he's been kind of forced into this position and he doesn't really want it. And Ragnar doesn't really want it for him. He's kind of sick of seeing the royalty get pushed around, just because you're royalty, you got to do this. So I'll be very curious to see. I mean, he seems like he's very, very gentle, and I'm just worried about how he's going to get by, if he does get by, if he does survive. But I'm also really curious to see what's he going to do if they win? What's he going to do? Is he really going to assume this position of great power? It'll be very curious to see a little bit more of him and how he handles the situation. But yeah, so they automatically stuck him with Thorfinn because they're hey, they're boys, they're the same age. And Thorfinn just gave him a death glare, and this poor kid was scared crapless. And I'm no, guys, no, that is not. They might be friends eventually, but that's going to be very awkward for a while. So yeah, that's kind of where we left off. We saw a little bit more of the prince. We got to know this whole Wales story, and now ambush. So not really sure. Because I have very little historical knowledge. I'm not sure where any of this is going ultimately, and I definitely don't know where short term it's going. But that's a good thing, because now I'm going in totally blind with it. So what do you say we go ahead and get started on the next episode, Vinland Saga? Let's do this. What? I went back and made sure that I didn't skip an episode, because I'm I was worried that I had skipped an episode. So this is where we left off. Oh, so what? It was Wales. Oh, so it was them who... Okay. They're just less talk, more battle. Oh, it isn't. I see. So they don't trust the Danish because of some of the stuff that's been going on. Oh. Oh, you can tell. Ah, he's testing them. Okay. Askeladd's such a great judge of character. How so? He's so scared. Oh, he looks so scared. Oh, I feel like public speaking is not his forte. Have you met this guy? Askeladd, you have greatly miscalculated. What's he gonna do? Oh, he's very shy. He's not good with the public speaking. He needs to learn to talk for himself. But see, it's not fair. It's not fair that he has to do all that. He's a shy boy. It's all for the end goal of not having to fight. He just blended in. Oh, see, Ragnar's not. He's out to protect Canute the person, not Canute the prince. Okay. Askeladd can be humble when necessary. Oh, he's so scared. I feel bad for him. He's a frail boy. I wonder if Thorfinn sees any of his little past self. And see, they both went through a lot of trauma, but just handled it differently. Thorfinn got tough, and Canute just kind of blended in and tried to be invisible. I get that. But still. So he's actually fairly reasonable. Right. It's a big favor. Okay. All right, he's pretty savvy. Askeladd kind of gets this. Oh. I'm guessing no. Huh. That, yes. He can speak a lot of different languages. We learn something new about Askeladd, all the time. Oh. Guys, we really don't need this right now. He has fairly low standards for the employer integrity. Just I make my money. That's all I have to know. What? What? He's not?
ウェールズとデーンの混血だ。父オラフはかつてウェールズ沿岸を略奪し、その際リリアを愛称としてさらった。
Oh.
アルトリウス公の子孫だと。
Artorias.
アルトリウス。
Oh, here we go.
5世紀から6世紀にかけて活躍した。
Okay.
イギリス先住ケルト人国家ブリタニアの分断総指揮官である。
Okay.
後世に語り継がれ、アーサー王伝説の原型になったとされる人物。
So is this all true? Seriously?
男は14歳の時、リディア様と共にウェールズを訪れ、初めて私と会った。
Okay, that was how he knew. Oh! Wait, I thought that was supposed to be, wow, I really messed up. I really messed up. I thought that was supposed to be Thorfinn. Oh. Oh. Okay. Ah. So he does have a little... Oh, there's a lot more to Askeladd. Askeladd's a big deal. Is this a good laugh? Good. Oh. Does he think he's just kidding? Mm-hmm. That's a fair point. Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. Was not expecting any of that. Well, he's like, oh. He's a special guy. Oh. Yeah, okay. This, oh, interesting. This kind of puts it in a different perspective. So he doesn't just have to kill Askeladd. He has to kill this descendant of Artorias. Okay, and this, yeah, they're doing that to save face so it doesn't look like their king was stopped by a handful of people. I heard they eat humans. They do look evil, actually, if I'm being honest. Quite a few of them look pretty evil. Oh, please don't. Please don't. What are you thinking? Look at Thorfinn's just like, whatever. Don't be mean. He's talking. Wow, that's like a really big deal that he... Yeah, you gotta really watch what you say. Better to keep silent. So he's trying to be cautious. Okay. He's a prince. Thorfinn! Be nice. Oh. He's Look, he's getting all riled up! He is, and he's not being passive. I'm proud of Canute. I don't know if Thorfinn did that on purpose, but I don't think he did. I think he was just being kind of a jerk to him, but... Okay. Oh, has he never seen snow before? Or maybe he's just, first snowfall. They really do trust him. All right, you guys. Wow. This whole episode just like started off like out of nowhere because I got completely messed up. I don't know. Did anyone else get confused? Maybe they purposely did this because I thought even the voice sounded a little bit like Thorfinn's. Did anyone else mistake that for Thorfinn showing up with his mom? I'm like, wait, Thorfinn went back and got his mom, and like, what is happening? And it actually wasn't until halfway through the episode that I realized that the gentleman wearing the dark red cloak, that it looked like him in the beginning. So that whole thing that they showed at the end of the last episode with the blonde girl being like dragged away on the rope, that was his dad taking his mom, and so he's part Danish and part Welsh. And that scene that we saw at the beginning was Askeladd as a boy showing up with his mom who was dying and wanted to see her homeland again, and showed up to the guy that we see here. So that's how Askeladd knows people in Wales. I thought he was just well connected. Wow, you guys. So he is a descendant of the historical figure who is the basis for King Arthur, because that's how like magical and powerful he was. Wow. Here I thought Askeladd was just a really interesting, shady dude. I had no idea just how important he was. And I have to say, how did we get to this point where we started out with Thors, who's no longer around, and Thorfinn, and we got about like 2.5 minutes of Thorfinn in this episode? We have now completely shifted the focus of the show from Thorfinn and his revenge to Askeladd and like his whole crazy backstory and how it's going to fit into shaping the political world of this time. Because, you know, it's funny, a few episodes back when he was saying, like, I'm kind of worried that this is going to be the king. I'm like, what do you care? I thought you were just like a Viking. I thought you just like did what you had to do to get money and stuff. And it puts that whole speech that he gave about the Saxons and how there's always like someone will rise up and take the place of the former power, and it just keeps going and going. It puts that in so much perspective to think that he is from two different, like, tribes, you know? He's from... I don't think they said that the Danish and Wales really, like... They're not, like, at war or anything, but they definitely, I get the idea, like, don't like each other. And the fact that the dad took the mom as, like, his concubine is evidence of probably how they see the Danish. And was his dad a Viking? Did they mention that or not? They just said he was Danish. But that would make sense if he was, because we know the Vikings are, like, animals with, like, taking, killing people and taking women and everything from the villages. So, oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, I did not see that one coming. But yes, it does put an awful lot more in perspective now. So he would be very different from what we're used to, because he is part of this amazing bloodline, and he's this unique, you know, walks in both worlds, individual. And that's why he cared about whether or not this person will make a good king, because it's his plan to try and get some respect and protection for Wales through this whole thing. Oh, wow, guys. Wow. Well played. Well played. Also, Canute, I'm really starting to like him. So, you guys had mentioned in the past to me that Ragnar is really protective of Canute, and that's because he's kind of watched him struggle with this whole royal family thing. And I think we had like gotten some info to the effect of that, but in this one we really get to see, like, okay, he grew up basically in a war zone for the throne, and he has survived to this point, but this is what it has done to him emotionally. But you know what? Maybe I was wrong about him and Thorfinn, because Thorfinn brought out a side of him. He actually spoke for like the first time in a very long time to someone besides Ragnar, and he got fired up, which really seems against what we've seen from him so far. So maybe they're good for each other. Maybe they'll kind of rub off on each other a little bit. That would be nice. Thorfinn at this point is just so hardened, and it's so crazy to think, like, when we started with Thorfinn, he was kind of innocent and sweet like Canute. And just that scene where he's like looking at Canute and says, like, how old are you? Like, how can you be the same age as me? I was like, wow, Thorfinn's just, he's come a long way, and not necessarily in a good way, but he's just come a very, very, very long way from where he was. Still don't know how what this has to do with Vinland. But we definitely passed the threshold of, kind of like a season arc, because we have a new opening, which I love, and a new ending, which I love. All right, guys. Wow. Did not see that coming. We spent a lot of time with Askeladd now, and I was pretty convinced he was just like a mildly interesting, deep Viking dude. He was just kind of a very experienced guy, but still, like, at the end of the day, like pretty pirate-ish. And he is, but boy, he is a whole lot more than that. Whole lot more. I think we're going to see a theme about, like, people being more than they seem, because I think Canute's going to be the same way. I think he's going to have a lot more to do than originally thought, at least by me. So, all right, guys, that was an amazing episode. I apologize for, like, the confusion. It threw me through a loop. But it was great. I can't wait to see what happens from here. I can't believe we're at this point from where we were. Like, it feels like the show has changed so much, but it hasn't. But, like, when I look back at the beginning, I would have never guessed it would be about any of this. So, kudos to them. Great show. Great episode. I had a blast with it. I hope you had a blast watching along with me. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to join me next time, and we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.